Thank you to the committee. My name is Janet Rodriguez. My pronouns are she and her. I am the Board Secretary of ERDCO, which stands for Ethno Racial People with Disabilities Coalition Ontario. ERDCO is a member of the GTA Disability Coalition. It's a coalition of 14 organizations that are led by people with disabilities. We appreciate that the city budget is focusing on investing dollars into housing and transit. It's absolutely necessary, and I thank this council that has taken to do this work, because in the past, many others chose not to increase taxes. I don't know how can a city work unless we actually have money to do the work. So now that my, Wheel-Trans was just calling me, sorry. So I appreciate the work you're doing in transit and into housing. My question to you is, how much of those budget lines are dedicated to make housing and transit more accessible? The 2020-2030 Housing TO Action Plan stated that there are some 13,000 people on wait list for mental health and addiction supportive housing, and another 4,000 people with developmental disabilities waiting for housing and support services. This plan was created in 2019. Those numbers have increased. We know that as the population ages, the need for accessible and supportive housing also increases. This report adds, to address this challenge, in 2018, the City Council sets a target of achieving 18,000 supportive homes within 10 years. I would like to know how much of this target has been accomplished to date. We have witnessed how a very good piece of legislation, the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act, created in 2020, and giving itself a 20-year period to make Ontario accessible, failed on January 1st, 2025. Only because there was lack of leadership, somebody who actually will champion and take accessibility as an integral part of every program and every budget being done in the city and in the province. Disability inclusion starts at the budget level. If your budget does not have a dedicated line for accessibility in all your initiatives, for example, I could have brought my deaf friend who is very much invested in a budget discussion. Do we have accessible ASL interpretation? When you speak to your constituency, when the mayor makes an announcement, that is an integral part of inclusion. So if your budget does not have a dedicated line for accessibility, your budget is ableist. What I would like to respectfully ask this council is, have you done an audit of how accessible are the indoor and outdoor facilities of the city? Are the swimming pools accessible? Are the playgrounds excluding children with disabilities or their parents when they have to take them to the washrooms? Diapers have to be changed. Late in 2024, the Wellesley Institute published Thriving in the City with a Disability, and their research showed that for a single disabled person living in Toronto, they will need 32% more income to thrive, not just survive. If we transfer this concept to the budget, maybe your budget needs to be whatever the amount plus at least 15%, 20% to make that accessible. I'm thinking parks and recs, housing, accessible transportation with Wheel-Trans. I believe that the budget is more than dollars and cents. It's a powerful tool for communication. It speaks about awareness of the long-term impact of continued exclusion by design. If you're not explicitly naming disability inclusion, you're not thinking of us.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.